Hello everyone, welcome to Much Ado About Gaming with Jessa Blackthorne. I am, of course, Jessa Blackthorne. I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. I am so excited to bring you today's episode. And I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season. This is, of course, the last episode of Much Ado About Gaming before the holiday. Next week there will be no show, so don't tune in because I will not be here. But we will see you again in the new year, of course. Now, before we get started on today's show, just a couple of reminders. This is a show about board games. I talk about the WizKids Board Games, upcoming releases, products that we've released in the past, things like that. So if you have questions about our other product lines, this is not the best place to ask them. I may not know your answer. So what you can do is go to WizKids social media, WizKids Games on Twitter and Instagram, WizKids on Facebook. Ask your questions there. That's going to be the best place to get information. You can also go to WizKids.com. We post information about upcoming releases there as well. So if you have questions about Attack Wing, Dice Masters, HeroClix, things like that, that's going to be the best place to get that information. Of course, I also host Model Behavior, the weekly WizKids RPG showcase. We will have a show tomorrow, and actually tomorrow is going to be a very cool episode, an episode I have been promising for over a month and kept having problems, but it's finally here, it's finally ready to go, we're going to do it. You will see what that episode is going to be at the end of this show. You will see the preview for it. And I'm really excited about that. So be sure to check that out. That's noon tomorrow here on WizKids social media, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're tuning in. GM Workshop, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful week. Thank you again for joining me as you do every week. I always really appreciate seeing you there in the chat. If you do have any questions about the board games that I'm talking about today, or if you have questions about WizKids board games in general, you can ask those questions in the chat. Type question in all caps. I am watching the chat, so just type that and then your question, and I will do my best to answer. If I can't answer, I will let you know. I may say that I'll try to answer, and if I do that, you can follow me on social media to be able to get answers to some of those questions if I can't answer it immediately during the show, but I'm going to look into it after the show. My social media handles are at _Blackthorne on Twitter and Instagram, and Jessa Blackthorne on Facebook. So Twitter is generally where I post answers to questions after the show, so that's going to be the best place to find that information. Now, I am so excited. You've been kind of seeing this looping graphic slideshow next to me. Today, what we are doing is I have recorded a not live, I guess. Well, the show is live, but the recording is not live. It is recorded. I've recorded a playthrough of the super special free print and play table for Super-Skill Pinball, and that is called "'Twas the Night Before." It is a special holiday table of the game. It is a lot of fun, and I recorded this playthrough with designer Geoff Engelstein. I have been promising for months that I was going to play Super-Skill Pinball with Geoff on the show, and I kept running into technical problems, and of course, why lose tradition at the holiday season? I had some technical problems with the recording, but I do have the recording, so you will get to see the recording of the playthrough today. The only thing is that the first few minutes of the show, there were technical problems with the audio, so you couldn't hear anything, and the majority of what that was explanations of the mechanics behind the table, and how things work. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to explain all of that to you here now, and then we'll jump over to the recording so you can watch the playthrough and play along. I figured that's the best way because the recording is great, the playthrough is great. You'll also notice some issues when you're watching it. You might notice the colors kind of change and the lighting's a little weird. That is because we were recording as it was getting dark, so the screen was just getting darker and darker. So I had to kind of play with the lighting in post. So you might see something, and that's a little weird. I will try my best in the chat during the show, just to, as you're watching the recording, to clarify if something might be a little bit hard to read. But with that, before I go into the explanation, I'm just going to post a link in the chat to the print and play if you would like to play along. This is, of course, a free print and play table of the Super-Skill Pinball "'Twas the Night." It is a holiday-themed table. It is so fun. I am really excited. You can go to wizkids.io/holiday pinball just in case the chat doesn't go through, because sometimes Restream's a little weird about that. So if you go to wizkids.io/holiday pinball, all lowercase, you can download the free print and play table, print it out, play it at home. I've actually played it in like Photoshop, so where like I'm just crossing off boxes in Photoshop, and then, you know, you could do that too if you don't want to print it or you don't have a printer. That's fine too. So, of course, like I said, this is a Super-Skill Pinball table. Super-Skill Pinball is our very successful pinball game. It is 1 to 4 players, but you can play as many players as you want with multiple copies. It plays in about 45 minutes. This playthrough today is about, I would say, probably about 30 minutes. And so this game really replicates the experience of playing pinball in an arcade, but brings it to the tabletop. It's a lot of fun. It's a great game. So this free print and play, of course, the game is a roll and write, so it has 2 elements. You have the back glass, which is this, and then you also have the pinball table itself, which is this. You can also see kind of the little sections looping, and I'll talk about what each of those sections does in a minute. But just some real quick credits. Of course, Geoff Engelstein, who you will see me playing with in a few minutes, designed the game, designed this table. The graphic design for this table was done by Donal Hegarty. I apologize if I pronounced that wrong. He did the graphic design for this table. It is so fun. It is so festive. This is a great thing to bust out at, like, holiday dinner. You know, bring it for Christmas dinner, play all together. It's a lot of fun. It's a great game to play with family, especially if you have family members who grew up going to arcades or, like, has nostalgia for all of that. It's so much fun. To play the game, you're going to need some sort of writing instrument. This is a marker from Super-Skill Pinball Ramp It Up, which, of course, WizKids just released a few weeks ago. And this is a dry erase marker because my copy is laminated. You will also need 2 little pieces to act as your pinballs. These, again, are the pinballs from Ramp It Up. Please excuse my nails. But you can use anything. You can use bottle caps, coins. You can even use dice if you want. Just something to keep track as your pinball moves down the board. Now, this board is a little bit different than traditional Super-Skill Pinball because it only has 2 rounds. So it's a little bit shorter than the regular Super-Skill Pinball tables in the actual Super-Skill Pinball 4K and Super-Skill Pinball Ramp It Up. And so the way the game works, if you have not played Super-Skill Pinball before, is what you're going to do is you're going to roll 2 dice. And the dice for the game are communal. So the 2 dice that are rolled, everyone who is playing shares the results. And then each player individually gets to choose one of those 2 dice results. So say I roll a 3 and a 5, you know, I might choose 3, Geoff might choose 5, you know, if we're playing with other people, you know, our third player, let's say Chris, for example, chooses 3. So I'm the only one who chose 5, but Geoff and Chris chose 3, and that might work for what they're doing, while what works for me might be the 5. So it really is a very, it has some flexibility in that regard. You don't have to share the results completely. You know, you don't all have to pick the same number. You can choose it however you want. So you roll the 2 dice, you pick the result, and then what you do is you take your pinball marker and you're going to actually take it and you move it down the table and you fill in these boxes as you're moving down the table. You kind of choose where the pinball goes. There's a variety of options. And each section of the table has different mechanics. And so you're filling in those boxes as you go down the table, and you score points based on certain boxes being filled. So you can track your points right on the back glass, right here. You can see these stars. So you gain stars, which are your points as you're playing. Different sections of the table have different bonuses. So I'm going to talk about what each of those bonuses does, but you'll notice if you want to know if something is worth points, you'll see there is, I'm going to try and get this close, you'll see there's a little star right here. Wait, there you go. You'll see there's a star. That means that you get a star for filling in one of those boxes. And then where the pinball can move on the table depends on the arrows on the table. So I'm just going to go down the table, starting with the Santa targets on the top and talking about what each of the different sections of the table each section does. I had to pause for grammar. GM Workshop. An average score can range from you'll see when we played, I scored above 100. I've seen people go much higher than that. The scoring actually has space for up to 400 points. I've never seen anyone go that high, but it depends. As this is a shorter table, it seems like it would be a lower score on average, but this table, as you'll learn in a minute, has the potential to score very, very high. So first thing on the table is the Santa targets. So when you start the game, you come out here. So you ignore this for now. You start up here, and then you move on to the Santa targets are your first option. You obviously, if you really want to just start moving down the table, you can. You have that option. You can't move up the table unless you're on a flipper, but you can move down the table however much you like at any given time in the game. So it just depends on what's going to work for whatever strategy you might be implementing. So the Santa targets, you'll see there's three of them. I need like a stick. You know what? I'm going to use this. You'll see there's 3 Santa targets, and when you fill in all 3 of those targets, you get what's called a skill shot. So you would fill in one of these boxes up here, you choose that number, and then at any time later during the game, you can choose to swap one of the dice rolls and just say, oh, I don't like that dice result. I'm going to take this number instead and use that as my next move. And so whatever dice, I don't think I actually specifically clarified this. Leonardo, good morning. Thank you for tuning in. I guess it's afternoon now, but good morning. It's afternoon here. So whatever dice result you pick, you then use that to place your pinball on the table. So we talked about earlier picking 3 and 5. So if you were in the Santa, you wanted to go for the Santa targets and you picked 3, you would fill in this, and you would fill in both. They fill in together. If you picked 5, you would take this and fill this in, and that's where you would place your pinball. Once you fill in all 3, and that can be achieved by, obviously you fill in one and then you move down, and then when you get down to the flippers, you can go back up and eventually fill in more of these. When you fill in all 3, like I said, you get the skill shot, which allows you to kind of pool a result for later. So that's pretty fun. So that's the Santa targets. The next thing we have moving down is the Christmas tree bumpers. The bumpers are one of my favorite parts of Super-Skill Pinball in general. And so the way those work is that after you're coming down from the Santa targets, or maybe you're coming out of here, that's possible too, and we'll talk about what this is in a few minutes. When you're coming down here, you basically, whatever you roll, you choose to, whatever number you choose, you fill in that number, and then you would roll again, and then you can only move from, so let's say the number was 2 that you chose, say the dice roll was like 2 and 6, you can only go to whatever bumpers are connected to that bumper. So in this case, it's 1, 4, 5, and 3. So as long as you get a 1, 4, 5, or 3, and those have not been filled in yet, and that's really important because you can't fill something in twice. You have to wait until it's been erased by completing whatever, whatever parameters. So like for the Santa targets, you erase them once all 3 have been filled in. For the bumpers, you erase them once all 6 have been filled in. So as long as the 1, 3, 5, and 4, as long as one of those is available and you roll that number, you can choose to go to that number. And the goal is to light them all up. So the goal is to fill them all in. When you do fill them all in, and you get a star for each one you fill in. And once you do fill them all in, you erase all of them, and then you score... no, you just erase them all. I'm sorry. You erase them all. However, if the star is lit, and that's where I got confused. If the star is lit, and you can light the star by filling certain things down here, which we'll talk about, you get an extra 10 stars for filling them all in. The great thing about the bumpers is there's so much more flexibility for where you can go. So you could stay in the bumpers for a while if you roll really well. And then you get a star each time you fill in one of these bumpers. moving down the table, and obviously, of course, these are not actually see-through, they're just green, and as you all know, I work with a green screen, so they're not green. So over here, we then have the drop targets. So the drop targets, your goal is to fill them in on each side, so you just want to fill all the ones in on a single side. They don't go together necessarily in that filling all 7 in does anything, so you want to fill in all the ones on the same side. So here it's 1 and 2, and that's on one drop target, and you can see this is the milk drop targets. 1 and 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5 and 6. So any ones that are paired, like the 5 and the 6 or the 1 and the 2, you just need to roll one of those numbers and then you fill in the whole thing. Once all 4 are filled in, you can you erase them all. You get a star for each of them that you fill in when you fill them in, and then once they're all filled in, you erase them all, and then you get to choose one of these bonuses. So, for example, this one says the next spinner that you fill in, and of course the spinners are over here, the chimney, which again we'll talk about. The next spinner that you fill in is tripled. This one, the tree bumpers, which are the bumpers we just talked about, their score is tripled. This one activates what's called Multiball, and Multiball lets you have 2 balls in play at the same time, and it doubles your score. And then you get 3 bonus stars, and you can choose one of those bonuses. So you also gain, over here it says also gain a present. Leonardo, themed tables, that's interesting. You should stick around till the end of the show because we have an announcement regarding exactly that. So stick around. But you also gain a present. What a present does is a present, if you really want a specific roll, present just allows you to completely skip a turn. So, your opponents can roll, the dice get rolled, your opponents play, and you just skip that turn and wait until the next one. And you use up the presents. You can have up to 4. They are really useful, I will say. It's really, really helpful to have those ready. And then on the other side, the cookies targets, you can see the cookies targets, all of them are double. So all of them, it's 1 and 3. It's 1 and 3. No, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. That makes sense. That's how counting works. So you, again, get a star each time you fill in one of these. When you fill them all in, you erase everything. And then you can light the star on the Christmas tree, which, like I said, what that does is it gives you 10 bonus stars when you fill in all the bumpers. You can have Multiball. Again, it lets you activate Multiball, which doubles your score. In addition to having 2 balls in play at the same time. Then this one doubles your reindeer. And I'll talk about the reindeer in a minute. And then this one gives you 2 bonus stars. So talking about Multiball momentarily before we go down to the flippers, the way Multiball works is you have 2 balls in play. So when Multiball activates, you would take whatever your second token is, and then you would just place it on the top, and it would enter the board just like you entered at the beginning of the game. But now you're playing both tokens at once. So when the dice roll, you choose one result for one of the tokens and one result for the other token. And that's kind of how you use Multiball, and then you would just score however you need to. And in this case, because of the bonuses we have here, Multiball doubles everything you score for this table. Then the spinner. So the spinner, actually, I'm going to talk about the spinner and the other part last because I want to talk about the flippers next. And there's a reason for that. So the flippers, what happens is when you get down to the flippers, you fill these in, and the trick with the flippers is once these are all filled in, you never erase them until you start a new round. So these get erased at the end of the round, not when you fill them all in. And that's really important because, you want to be careful how much you go down to the flippers, because it can prevent you from, eventually you're going to run out of flipper boxes to fill in, and then you're just going to have to lose the ball and start your next round. And I did that twice in Multiball. I lost Multiball both times because of the flippers. Boo. Once you get down to the flippers, you'll see there's a yellow flipper and a red flipper. So what happens is you get down to the flippers and then you choose whatever number for that roll, and then the next round you shoot back up. And the yellow flippers can send you to these yellow drop targets, the milk targets, which are the corresponding drop targets. Of course, the bumpers. Or they can send you up to over here, which is the fly. I think they're called fly bumpers. Yeah, they are fly bumpers. The fly bumpers. And I'll explain what these do in a second. And then the red flipper goes to the cookies, the bumpers, or the chimney spinner, which again we will talk about in 1 second. There's also, you'll see these flippers in here, these targets don't give you anything. These in-lanes, however, give you 2 stars if you fill them in. And there's a 2 on one side and a 5 on the other. They just give you 2 stars, but you still reach the flipper. You can, however, if you want, choose to go to the out lanes. And if you do that, you lose your ball, but it allows you to get extra stars to soften the blow of losing the ball. So the one over here says you get 2 stars per used red flipper box. So that would be these and this. The one over here is 6, and it says per used yellow flipper box, and it's the same thing. So we're almost done with the explanation, and then we'll get to the playthrough. I promise. I know it's long, but I want to make sure you have all the information because this is everything that got missed when we lost the audio. Curse you, tech gods. So the red flipper, like I said, can send you over here to the chimney spinner. And the chimney spinner, basically what you do is you get up here and you're trying to fill these in as a set. And then that will spit you out onto the top, onto the Santa targets. So that's something to keep in mind. And then you can also, like I said, you can get extra points. You can triple it if you if you have this bonus filled in over here. You can go over here, and then you have the fly bumpers, and the fly bumpers, what they do is they allow you to start the mini game that's on the back glass called Reindeer Games, and we'll talk about that. But you need to, before you can start Reindeer Games, you need to fill in all 3 of the fly bumpers. And you can see these are paired up. You can only play Reindeer Games once per round, so that's why you'll notice the borders on these are dashed. And that's because you can't fill them in, you can't erase them after they've been completely filled in. It's the same with these, that's why they're dashed like that. It means that they are not erasable after they're filled in. You have to wait till the end of the round. So this one, and these you can go from any bumper to any bumper. So F to L, F to Y, L to F, and they just go around. So once you get all 3 of these filled in, and the yellow bumper is the way to get to this. So once you shoot up there with the yellow bumper, once you get all 3 of these filled in, then we jump over to the back glass to start Reindeer Games. I think Reindeer Games are so cool. So once you fill in all the fly targets, you get Reindeer Games, which is on the back glass. You'll notice mine is laminated. That's why, like I said, I'm using the marker here. So the way Reindeer Games works is you want to cross off all of the reindeer, all 1 to 9 reindeer, but you do that by just doing the dice rolls for each round. So the way that you're crossing them off is you have to, after the dice are rolled, you have to cross off reindeer that exactly add up to either one of the 2 dice or the sum total on both dice. So if you roll, we're going to go back to our example 3 and 5, that means that you can cross off either 3 or 5, or you can cross off 8. You can cross off as many reindeer as you want, as long as the total is exactly equal to one of the dice or the sum. So you can, in addition to doing 3, 5, and 8, you can also do 1 and 2, which would equal 3. You could do 2 and 3, which would equal 5. Or you can do something like 6 and 2, because that equals 8, 7 and 1. So it's kind of like, it adds a fun little kind of math kind of thing, which is really interesting. So, like, for example, if you choose to match 10, like, say you rolled 2 5s, you have a lot of choices, and that's great, but that also means that it's harder to get the next round to have some of the extra things, because you can't mark off a reindeer twice, but also you can't use, remember we talked about skill shots and how you could choose a number to save for later? You can't use that with reindeer games. So it's really important to be really careful about what you're doing with the reindeer games. I failed at reindeer games twice, the same way. I got like 1 or 2 away, and you'll see that, and then I lost both times. So don't be me. Kind of be really careful. And then once you make a roll where you can't fill in any of the reindeer, you lose the ball. Or at any time, you can choose to end playing reindeer games, and you get to score based on the number of reindeer you filled in. So 1 reindeer is 1 star, 2 reindeer is 2 stars, 3 reindeer is 4 stars, 4 reindeer is 6 stars, 5 reindeer is 8 stars, 6 reindeer is 10 stars, 7 reindeer is worth 15, 8 is worth 20, and 9 is worth a whopping 30. And remember I talked about there's that one bonus that doubles your reindeer score from the Milk and Cookies drop targets. So you could score up to 60 stars just by playing reindeer games correctly. You can use, remember I talked about the presents that allow you to skip a roll? You can use those during reindeer games. You can't use the skill shots, and you can't nudge the table. And that's the last thing I'm going to talk about before we get to the playthrough, is nudging the table. So nudging the table, basically if you, for example, say that you get a roll and it's not right, and you don't have any skill shots, and you don't have any presents, and you're not sure what to do, you can do what's called nudging. And what nudging does is it allows you to change one of the dice only for you. It allows you to change one of the dice to whatever the result you want it is, or whatever result you choose. And then you write on your thing, you write on the thing, let's say the result was 3 and I wanted 5, so you would be nudging it by 2. So you would write 2 in the nudge box, and then the next roll, the trick is the next roll, the difference between the dice has to be equal to or greater than the amount that you nudged the previous round, or you tilt and you lose your ball. You can only nudge 3 times per game, so it's really important to be really careful. I'm not big on nudging in Super-Skill Pinball. I've played a bit of this game, and for me, I don't like taking chances like that. But it's a really good strategy for someone who's really, confident in their strategy. It's a great way to utilize that mechanic to benefit yourself sometimes. GM Workshop. Do you mostly find you have control, or does RNG mess up your plans to where you have to pivot? In other words, can you come into this with a set strategy? You have to be flexible and let the game dictate it. So GM Workshop, I would say that it's a little bit of both. I have strategies that I kind of use pretty consistently, but I do find that I have to let that strategy evolve as I am playing, because it's never the same game twice. So it doesn't feel totally uncontrolled and random like the way a lot of dice games feel, where it feels like you just have no bearings. There's definitely a lot of strategy in here. It's just a matter of being able to evolve your strategy effectively, but you can still, I feel like it's a game where you can still kind of get back to whatever your long-term plan was. It just takes a little bit more versatility as a player. I guess that's not the right word. Flexibility as a player to get there. I think I talked about everything. Of course, when you go to the second round, so when you lose your first ball and you go to the next round, this is the last thing, and then we'll get started with the playthrough. When you lose your ball and you go to the next round, you erase almost everything. You don't erase your nudges. And then I think almost everything else gets erased. And you don't erase the bonuses that you've already used. So those are the 2 big things. But with that, I am going to turn you over to the pre-recorded playthrough. like I said, I apologize for the color issues. It was getting dark, and it was either have weird colors but be able to see the table, or have darkness and not be able to see anything. But do stick around till the end of the show. We have a big announcement at the end of the show, as well as the reveal of what we are doing tomorrow on model behavior. Thank you so much for tuning in. Enjoy this playthrough with me and Super-Skill Pinball designer Geoff Engelstein hanging out, playing this awesome Super-Skill Pinball table. It's a lot of fun. You're going to have a great time. Enjoy.
Okay, so I have my 2 balls ready to go.
All right.
So if you get a 3 or a 4 there, you'll get to start your Reindeer Games.
Yay! Yeah!
3 and a 4. Got them both.
Well,
Nice.
no, it's a 4 and a 5.
Oh, is it 4 and a 5?
Yeah.
Okay. There. What's a 4 and a 5? Oh, there's the 5. There's the 4 here. Okay.
All right, here we go. 6 and a 4.
Oh, that was perfect. Thank you so much.
All right, what do I want to do? So I can do anything that mathematically adds up to 10, right?
Or you can do anything that mathematically adds up to 4 or adds up to 6. Your choice. So you could do like 1, 2, 3, 4. You want it?
I think I want to
Or
do,
you can do 9. 1.
Oh, wait, really? I can do 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yep.
All right, hang on. That changes everything.
Which may or may not be a good strategy. I don't know. Leaving that up to you.
I think I'll do a 9 and a 1 because those seem like the most challenging ones to get.
So what did you roll? A 4 and a 6?
Yes.
So I took the 4, so this guy's got a 6. Show it right away. I'll take the 4. Okay. Okay.
Ready?
I'm ready when you are.
All right.
So what'd you take? The 1, 2, 3, 4?
No, I took 9 and 1.
Okay.
All right. 5 plus 1, which is, for me, 6. And for you is 5 and 1.
Finished my Christmas tree first, as I said. I did not have the starlet though, so I don't get the bonus.
Do 4 and 2. All right.
Yep.
4 and 4, so that's 8. So I'm just going to take 8. All right?
Yep.
Feel like I'm playing with fire.
That's part of the fun, right? There's that 10 again.
Yep. And 7
You
and
do
3.
like those doubles.
Apparently.
Oh no. Ugh. Okay. I'm gonna have to lose one of my balls. But instead, because I'm a man of lives a life of danger, I'm gonna teach a new rule.
Cool.
Let's talk about nudging.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
Wait, where's the
So I
nudge
rolled
on?
double
Oh, it's here.
5s. Okay, I don't have a 5 left on my flippers, so I'm gonna have to lose one of my balls. I'm in multi-ball, so I could keep the second ball, but I'm gonna try. I want to keep this double thing going for as long as I can, because I just cleared my Christmas tree, so I think I can get a lot more points. So I can bump the machine a little bit, and I can change a die to a different number. So in this case, I'm going to try to change the 5 to a 4. So I'm only nudging 1. Now, if I change a 5 to a 3, I'd be nudging 2, and so on. I'm only going to nudge 1. I'm going to change a 5 to a 4. So I just do that. I say, okay, it's a 4, and I move it as if it was a 4, and I mark it off, and I just did that on my board. And now, on the next roll, I have a chance of tilting. So I write the number 1 in that nudge box, which I will do. And you also mark off one of those 3 squares to show you're only allowed to nudge 3 times during the entire game. So let's leave those open. Now, the next time you roll, and I know I'm doubly playing with fire because you like rolling doubles, I look at the difference between the 2 numbers on the dice. If it's less than the number I wrote in the nudge box, I tilt. So the bigger that number is, the more chance there is of tilting. So if I changed a 5 all the way to a 1, if the difference in the dice was 1, 2, or 0, 1, 2, or 3, I'd tilt. So with it 1, I only tilt on doubles. So hopefully you won't roll doubles next time. And if you don't, then I erase the 1, and I'm just good to go. I continue as I was before, except I've used up one of my nudges for the whole game. So I've done that. So I've nudged 1, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Did you mark off your reindeer? Are you sticking up there?
Yeah, I'm staying up there.
How many do you have marked off?
I have 7. I have 7 of them.
Nice.
I have 5 and 6 left over, so I feel like I have a good shot.
Okay, that
Knock
sounds good.
on wood.
Okay.
Didn't you nudge and tilt on another streaming show a couple weeks ago? It was like a 1.
I probably did. Yeah, that sounds like me. What'd you roll there? A 1 and
a 4.
Oh.
A 1 and a 3.
So the difference is 2, so I don't tilt.
But
so that's good for me. But you.
I tempted
out
fate.
Of the reindeer.
Yes.
So sorry. So you have to erase all your reindeer, and you don't get any stars.
Bye, reindeer.
I'm sorry. I feel badly.
That's why they call them Reindeer Games. And I erase all of the fly bumpers too, right? Because I completed them all?
No. Those you can only use. They're actually dash outlines. You can only use them once per round.
Right.
So we'll erase them at the end of the ball.
Right. So. Okay. All right. Okay. So.
Okay. Yep.
Next ball is 3 and a 3. Why couldn't I have rolled that last turn?
That is not what I needed. You would have tilted me. That's why you didn't roll it, because you were being nice to the guest. Appreciate that.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Next roll. Oh, wait. Star. Every time.
Yep.
5 and a 1.
We gotta do a 5 here. I'm gonna keep them going. Do that. Where do I get the more stars?
I'm doing the inner outlane 5, so I get the 2 stars. I don't know what the actual turn for that is.
What'd you say? I'm sorry?
The inside outlane.
Oh yes, that's called the inlane.
Inlane. That makes sense.
And you get 2 stars for that.
Yep.
Okay, I am gonna lose my multi-ball. I'm not gonna tilt again. I'm not gonna tempt fate, because this way I can get a double 5 on the spinner, so it's probably worth it. Okay.
All right. Got a 5 and a 2. Yay, I marked off all of my milk.
Oh, nice.
So I erased them.
What bonus do you want to take?
I'm gonna jump into multi-ball. Actually... Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna go to multi-ball. I like multi-ball. I remember the very first time I played 4K, it was when we were just printing and playing it before the game was finished. I remember I was in multi-ball for the longest time. It was forever, and I was like, I like multi-ball. That's my new favorite thing. Alright. Next roll. And do I get 1 star for finishing it? Yeah. That was more me talking to myself.
Yeah.
1 and a 3. Alright. So I'm gonna take the 3 over here. And then when I complete the set on one side of the flippers, I can erase it, or is it when I complete all of the...
No, you never erase you only erase your flippers after you lose your ball.
Right. I don't know why I keep forgetting these. It's because I want to stay longer.
Remember, you have a gift, too. Did you take your gift?
Oh, no, I didn't.
So remember, you can just skip a roll if you're not happy with either of the dice.
Yes. Alright, here we go. Next roll. 3 and a 4. Right.
That's not a good roll.
I am gonna... So this may have been a bad time to take multi-ball, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, it's tough when you get it towards the end of the ball. But
yeah, I'm
actually...
actually...
There's only 2 rounds in this, so you might as well take it.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna use my gift.
Okay.
Yeah, do that.
Okay, so you just skip that roll, you don't have to move the ball.
Alright, you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Alright. Alright, it's 2 5s.
Oh, you're killing me.
Which still does not help me.
Can I only use a gift? What am I trying to do here?
Is that not the $1 million question? And I immediately lose my multi-ball.
Sure. You do. I'm sorry.
I do.
Okay.
Goodbye, multi-ball. You tried. I do get a 2nd star, though, for this. Because it's doubled. Alright. Yep. Next roll. 6 and a 1.
Okay, I want to lose my ball on the 1. But now I've got a bunch of flipper boxes filled in. Like you've got 3 flipper boxes filled in on the bottom of your red flipper.
Yeah.
So if I lost the ball through the 1 outlane, you can show that, what it says there. Just move your hand, Jessa. It says, per use red flipper box, 2 stars. So I'm going to get 6 stars by going out that side because I have 3 boxes colored in. So I'm going to go out that side, and that ends my first round.
All right. I can go up to this bumper and fill in the last one on the Christmas tree.
Yep, and then you would erase all the bumpers. So you might be able to stay up there some more.
Yep. So I'm going to go up
so
there.
You get your star.
Yay. Yay. Except for the 6, or... No, I erased the 6. Ignore me. Alright. Go. 5 and a 3.
Okay, now I I lost my last ball, so I'm starting my 2nd round. You're going to continue on yours, but just to know, so I'll wait till you finish a round, but we can go through the details. But I finished my first round. So basically you're going to erase all the boxes in the flipper zone, and you're going to erase the fly bumpers. Everything else stays the way that was. So I will take the 3.
Take the 5. And get a star. Alright, next up. 6 and a 2. This really does feel like actual pinball on the table, and that's what I really love about it. It really does convey that feeling. And what's funny is, for me, pinball is kind of like a holiday thing, because when I was in college, I would kind of go to the arcade when I was back from school.
Oh, cool.
And so, you know, it's really cool to be doing this for the holidays. Got a 5 and a 1. Do that. So I'm gonna... Now, if I do the ×2 next reindeer, it will carry over to the next round, right?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All the bonuses carry over in this game. This isn't true about all the Super-Skill Pinball tables, but this particular one, once you get a bonus, you get it. Unless it specifically says like next reindeer is the next one, it carries over to the next ball. Next spinner goes to the next ball. Yeah. Like tree bumpers ×3, that's for the rest of the game. When you light the star at the top of the tree, it's lit for the rest of the game.
Gotcha.
So those 2 bonuses stay forever. Okay. They don't end at the end of the ball.
Cool. And I get a star.
Yes, you do. You get a gold star.
Yay. Alright. And I get another present.
Yes.
Cool. Alright, next roll. Six and a 5. And that is going to... Yeah, so I'm just going to drop out here.
Okay.
And then I get
6 stars.
6 stars. Alright, now we're into the second ball.
Yep. And you erase your fly bumpers and erase all your flippers at the bottom. So you can do your second reindeer game is available. And you erase all that stuff at the bottom, including those outlanes and all that stuff too. Cool.
Okay. Alright, here we go. First roll.
Okay.
5 and a 1.
Those are not the numbers you were supposed to roll.
Sorry to disappoint you.
Yeah, seriously.
Alright. Next, we've got 5 and a 3.
Okay.
Alright. Next is 2 3s.
2 3s.
Yes.
Cookies. Not mine.
One and 3. Good?
Yep.
You keep like looking down and then looking up and you're just staring at me so expectantly and I'm like, is he ready? 4 and a 5.
It's very, very nice. See, now I appreciate your rolls. Okay, I'll take the 4 spinner. 4 stars for that.
Oh, okay, I missed
I'm gonna take the
4 stars.
2 skill shot.
I forgot to, just so the audience knows, I forgot to score these the first time. I forgot to give myself a star every time, so I just filled that in.
Okay, sure.
From before.
It's blatant cheating, but that's fine. Keep going.
Alright. Ah! It's a 3 and a 4.
Okay. Like the star. Okay, I finished my Christmas tree again, but I did not have the star lights. But I do have the triple bumpers lit, so I get 3 stars for every bumper. So hopefully
cool.
Get some good bumper action going here.
I feel like this particular table is one that can really score high.
Not if you roll double 6s.
I'm gonna use my present.
It's actually maybe not a terrible idea. I was hoping to save it for my reindeer game, but yeah, I'm going to save my present. Okay, go ahead. You opened your gift. Let's see what's inside.
A 1 or a 2? I'll take it.
What is that, a 1 and a 4?
1 and a 4. Alright, so I'm just going to move over to Reindeer Games for the audience.
Okay.
Alright.
Yep.
A 4 and a 2. So... do 5 and 1.
You can use your gift during Reindeer Games.
If only I had one.
If you're not happy with? Oh, you don't have any more gifts? Okay. You can't nudge, though, or use skill shots.
Right. It does, for anyone watching, it does say that over here on the table. Yeah. That's what this little white text says. Alright. Next up. 6 and a 5. So I crossed out 9 and 2. Next up, 6 and 2. So I'm just going to do 8. And a 5, that's 11.
6 and a 5-year-old?
Yes. So I crossed off 7 and 4.
God, that's a terrible roll.
Not for me.
Okay.
Alright, next up. 5 and 5. I should have dropped.
Did you bust again?
Yeah. I had double Reindeer Games and I dropped. I forgot I had double Reindeer Games until just now.
I'm sorry.
Fine.
And no gifts, huh?
And no gifts.
So what'd you roll, double 5s?
Double 5s. I feel like my dice are broken. Keep rolling doubles.
Which numbers do you have left?
6 and 3.
Oh yeah, double 5s aren't going to cut it. Double 4 and a 5 would have cut it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. So does that mean I lose the bonus over
here?
Yes,
double 0. Yeah. But it doesn't matter because you can't do Reindeer Games. You can only do Reindeer Games twice, once per round anyway,
right.
So it doesn't matter.
That's true.
But yes, you do lose it. So
back to the main table.
30 stars. Womp womp.
I was so close both times. A 1 and a 3. So we are going to go back out here and do this one. Oh wait, I forgot to mark off that we're on my second ball. Okay.
We know.
In our heart of hearts. 5 and a 4.
There's your 5 and 4. Okay. You know, 1, 2, or 3. I don't think that's too much to ask for.
You say that. Meanwhile, I've been sitting on this skill shot the whole game.
Okay. There
See,
you go.
you jinxed it.
No, I needed the 1.
Oh,
I
I thought it was a 2
I
or a
needed
3.
a 1, 2, or 3.
Oh, I see.
That's good. So that was perfect.
Okay. I'm gonna use my skill shot.
Okay. Plus you got all your nudges too.
I do. I don't nudge a lot when I play this game. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's a little stressful.
Yeah. I think like the one time I played where I like was really seriously nudging too, I lost. Like I just completely screwed up the nudging.
Yeah.
So.
I did a demo once, actually it was on a stream, and the person that was playing it, the streamer nudged 3 times and tilted 3 times.
Oh,
I've never seen that happen before.
That's awful.
It was very exciting.
And
so
that's why I don't nudge. I got a 5 and a 3.
Okay, 5 is just what I needed, so thank you for that. So I'm starting Reindeer Games. I also have double Reindeer Games, so see if I can learn from your example.
Ha.
I've got 2 gifts though, so keeping my fingers crossed that I can make this count.
See, that's where the value in the gifts is for Reindeer Games.
Yes.
All right.
Well, they can be useful in a lot of different situations, but certainly that's one way.
2 4s.
Okay.
Oh wait, I didn't. Did I mark this star off? I don't think I did. 2 and a 3. Good?
Yep.
Okay. Pair of 2s. Now I get a gift. So that's so helpful now. But I did light the star. Okay. 5 and a 3. Ooh, that was a 5, I promise.
5 and a 3. Oh, great.
I'm gonna go here.
Okay, I've got 2, 3, 6, and 9 left on Reindeer Games, uncovered. So
really? We'll see what happens there.
See what happens now, but I got 2 gifts, so I can always dodge a bullet if I need to.
Alright. That was not what I wanted, but I'll take it. I rolled 2 1s.
Oy. I guess I gotta mark off that too. Okay, 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9.
Alright. 4 and a 6.
Okay, I've got 3 and 9 are the only 2 I've left. So, let's see.
Alright. I would really like a number that I'm not going to say, because maybe if I don't say it, I'll roll it. I rolled it! I wanted a 4!
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 4 and a 5.
Oh, a 9! Perfect!
There you go.
You're my guardian angel.
Ha.
All I got is a 3 left, and I will completely do Reindeer Games. Okay, come on, you can do it.
2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, because my star is lit.
Oh, nice.
So I get 10.
Excellent. Well played.
Do I get 11 or do I get 10?
You get 11.
Okay. I'm glad I asked. Alright. So we're over here.
Come on, 3. Come on, 3.
4.
What'd you roll? Double
I rolled
2s?
a 4, yeah.
I'm going to use one of my gifts.
Where's your score at?
Right now?
Yeah.
103.
I'm at 55.
Okay. That's good.
I mean, you made the game, so like you know how to.
Yeah. Please tell me you rolled a 3.
I rolled a 3 and a 2.
Bing, bing, bing. Okay, I just got another 60 stars.
That's why you you're doing
great.
so well. You keep winning Reindeer Games, and I kept busting out.
63. Okay. All done with Reindeer Games.
Alright. 2 and a 4. Now I get a star, I get another present. Then I erase these. I cannot pick multi-ball again.
Not on that side. You have to finish your. There's one on the cookie side and one on the milk side.
All right. So.
You could do bumpers triple.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I think that was a 4. Okay. All right. Here we go. I'm gonna just turn the lamp on. Hold on. Let me.
That's a lot of glare.
The sun is going down here, so.
Okay.
Give me just 1 second to fix this. Oh no, does it not wanna? Alright, forget it. I tried. There.
Okay. Yeah, you can see it. I think it's fine.
Yeah, it just looked really dark, so
yeah.
I was a little concerned.
Okay.
Alright,
So what did you roll?
I didn't roll yet.
Didn't roll yet. Okay.
1 and a 4.
Oh dear. I'm gonna use my last gift. Otherwise, it's the ball. And be done. I want to be done.
All right. 1 and a 3.
A little bit better.
All right, so I'm gonna go up here because I keep forgetting that the spinner exists. So I got a skill shot. And my skill shot is gonna be 3. Again. Four and a 1, which is great. I'm gonna do the 4. I get 3 stars because I got the tree bumper triple bonus.
Nice.
Alright, we're gonna roll. 4 and 2. So we will do that. 6 and 5.
Okay, I lost my last ball. I'm out.
Oh no.
So I ended with 173. So that's your benchmark. You can catch me.
I can't. I'm gonna use my skill shot. Yeah, I'm gonna use my skill shot. Four and a 2. I forgot to erase these. Wait, do I erase these?
You erase the Santa ones.
I do, okay.
You don't erase the fly targets. But you can't get to those from the... Are you on the yellow flipper or the red?
No, I'm on the red flipper. I wasn't planning on going to the fly targets, so we're good.
Okay.
Alright. So, I'm gonna... go over here. Because I'm not using that anymore. So now, oh, now it's all me, isn't it?
Yep.
By myself. 4 and 5. So I'm gonna go down here to this bumper. Or over here. Six and 2.
Nice.
6 and 2. Okay.
So you got the 6. You did.
Yep. 5 and 3. So I'm gonna use the 5. I still have 2 presents.
Oh, nice.
It's hard to see.
Did you take your star for that last target?
No, I did not.
Okay.
Thank you for the reminder.
I got you back.
Since you know you've already won. Your 2 reindeer games. 5 and 2. So I'll take this 2. Get 2 stars.
You could. It is theoretically possible to stay in the Christmas tree bumpers forever.
I know.
So you could catch me.
Yes. 6 and 2. Which means I go up to the drop targets. And then that fills them in, so I erase. I get a star. We're gonna go into multi-ball. Because at this point, what do I have to lose? And I get another gift.
You get a gift also. Yep, now you're going to get 6 stars for every bumper you hit. And if you get to that 1 on top, and you'll get 20, right? Because you have the starlet on top also?
Yeah.
So you're going to get 26 if you can hit that 1.
Alright, well, we're starting in an okay place. 5 and a 5. I don't think I can do anything over here, so I think I lose this ball. Right?
Yeah, do you have any flipper ones marked off at all?
What do you mean?
Oh, I mean, do you have any open boxes on your flippers at all?
No, only the outlands.
Okay, well, what you might want to do, well, what are your skill shots you have available?
None.
You have no skill shots?
No skill shots, just 2 presents. 3 presents.
Okay, so you could either, I mean, what you want to try to do is hit that 1 and get it doubled. That's going to give you your most points. So you could use a gift to do it, or you could just nudge your way to a 1 and assume you're going to tilt on the next ball, but at least you'll get the double. Because again, if you hit that 1, you're going to score 3 plus 10, 26 stars just for hitting that 1.
Hang on 1 second here. And then we will look at what to do. Alright. Okay. So, and if I use the gift, I have to ignore it for both balls, or?
Yes, you you just skip the turn.
Alright,
basically.
so
I'm gonna
erase this
just
and
erase
then
that and
yeah,
and maybe you'll get a smaller. Skip the turn and maybe you'll roll a 1, or even if you roll a 2, it's a tiny nudge, and maybe you'll get lucky and can bounce around the bumpers.
Alright, why don't we nudge with this 3 and 4?
Okay. Okay, so the 3 becomes a 1. So you have a nudge of 2.
Alright, so let me just tighten this up. 2. Okay. So
move the ball.
This ball now goes down to the bumpers.
Yep. So you hit that 1. So you get 3 for the bumper and 10 for, because you got the starlet doubled. So that's 26 stars.
6. So I'm gonna, hold on. Yeah, so I would just, because 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I can't do math. I'm so bad at math. Alright.
How many stars do you have total?
71.
Okay, so you're gonna end up at 97.
Thank you.
Nice.
Okay.
Erase all the Christmas trees, and
then
gotta,
I lose this
you
ball.
gotta move the other ball. Yeah. So that one's got to go to a 4. So I think you're just probably gonna lose that one.
Yes. Goodbye, ball.
Okay.
Alright, so we are currently on the 1.
Yep.
That is fine, because it meets it, right? So it's a 3 and a 5.
What is it? Yeah, if you had a 1, difference of 0 or 1, you would tilt, so you're good. Okay. So no tilt.
Yay. Alright, so I can erase that. Alright, so we'll go to the 3.
You're exactly at 100.
Yay.
Nice.
1 and a 3. Does not really help me right now, but that's okay.
We can go back up to the 1, can't you?
No, I can't.
1.
Oh, yeah, I can. You're right. You're right. I don't know. I filled it in again, because I don't know why I filled it in again. Alright, so 100, and then we... Forget it. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Alright. 2 and a 3. So let's do this 2. Now we fill that in.
Yep.
2,
So if you roll 4, 5, 6 right in a row, completely reset the tree again, get another 10 points. See if you can do it.
I can't. You jinxed me.
Sorry.
But I'm gonna use... I forgot to erase this present. I'm gonna use another present.
Okay.
Might as well. We're getting to the end of
Sure.
the game, so...
I don't want to leave any unopened presents under the tree.
Cool. 4. Alright, so I get 1, 2, 3. Ah! No. 5.
Really? Wow.
Really?
Nice.
1, 2, 3. Alright. And then... I am gonna... Why not? I'll use my third present.
Okay.
Alright.
It's kind of hard to see the dice. Why don't you call it?
Sorry. Yep.
Roll them.
Sorry.
That's okay.
1 and a 4.
Okay.
Okay. So, that doesn't do anything, so we can just go down here. I guess at that point we're right at the end, so it doesn't really matter. That was a 1 and a 4. And then 2 and a 3, which knocks us out.
Yep.
So, yay! So let me just, before we score, I'm gonna just roll 5 more rolls for anyone playing at home who might not be done with their balls yet. So the next 5 rolls are, I'll write them down here, 2 and 3. 3 and 3. 1 and 5. 6 and 4. And then 4 and 1. Alright, so let's see. I still didn't beat you. I got 112.
Yeah, pretty
That's my
close.
final
That's
score.
got closer. Considering you missed 2 reindeer games.
2 reindeer games. Awesome!
Very
This was
nice.
so much fun, Geoff. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, it was delightful, and thanks for trying it out and giving it a shot, and thanks to everybody at home for playing along and sticking with us.
Yep. Everyone tuning in, thank you so much for joining us here today, printing it out, and enjoying this playthrough. Don't forget, this is a free print and play available at wizkids.io/holidaypinball. You can see that right up above next to me. If you love Super-Skill Pinball, don't forget to pick up Super-Skill Pinball Ramp It Up, now available at your friendly local game store and online. It is a great game. It's a lot of fun. Please pick it up. It really does replicate the experience of playing pinball right there on the table. Geoff, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Jessa.
All
Same
right.
to you.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Happy holidays from me and WizKids and Geoff. I love you. WizKids loves you. Geoff loves you. Happy holidays, everyone. Bye! And don't forget that tomorrow, during Model Behavior with me, Jessa Blackthorne, you can tune in and we will finally be unboxing D&D Icons of the Realms, The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. I am so excited to finally get to unbox this for you. You can tune in tomorrow December 22nd at noon Eastern Standard Time, and we will hang out. We will see all of the awesome miniatures that are coming this set. I hope you have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye-bye.